You were charged of driving while intoxicated. Second offense, you were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You know?
Second offense, DWI. This is no slap on the wrist. In Texas, that's a serious charge. Think of it as the legal system's way of saying, you already got one warning, now the stakes are life-changing.
You just heard what I said to this other gentleman here. Life doesn't get easier. It gets a lot more difficult the older you get. And when you start racking up convictions...
The judge is painting a grim picture. 40 years locked up just because you couldn't put down the bottle. That's not fear-mongering, that's a reality check. One bad choice can echo for decades.
All you're doing is you're making the life even just more difficult. If you have a drug and alcohol problem, there are ways to address it. But when you endanger other people's lives, you may end up digging a hole that's so deep you'll never crawl your ass out of. And you'll be stuck like Chuck in custody for the next 40 years. It happens time and again. If you don't believe me, watch the news. Every single day, someone dies from a DWI in our county. Yesterday, a construction worker.
That's the line right there. Felony court. Once you cross into that arena, it's a whole different ballgame. Minimum 2 years, maximum 10, and no judge is going easy when you're a repeat offender.
Take an Uber. It's extremely easy. They make it so easy that all you literally have to do is push one button. Because I'm going to tell you now, with your history, if you ever get pulled over and an officer smells anything funky, you're going to go down. And this time, it's out of my hands. From now on, you're in felony court. You're 2 to 10 at the penitentiary. Even the faintest smell of alcohol. Do you understand, Mr. Jaggers?
Yes, sir.
Somehow we have to get through to you. Hopefully it doesn't take the fact that you sit there charged with a 5 to life case because you've done something that just you cannot get a clue. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, these will go on your record. 1 and 1 are 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. A third, you're looking at 2 to 10 at the penitentiary. Do you understand?
Sir.
The rest of your life. What are you, 32 right now?
31.
31. You're going to be driving for the next 40 years. How do you plead to the offense of second offense driving while intoxicated? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 330 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 113 days that you've done. I am going to suspend your license for 1 year. Do not drive until you get a license. What do you do for a living, Mr. Jaggers? How much money do you make a month?
0 right now.
I'm appointed to this case, Judge.
So you're working for free? What?
Yes.
I don't know. So, why would we reward him? He was to obtain a device he just never did.
He doesn't have a vehicle, Your Honor. I was notified by pretrial yesterday that there was this BVR. I talked to Mr. Jaggers about it. He didn't have a vehicle, and by his account, if I didn't have a vehicle, he didn't know what to do.
This is the irony. Uber could have saved him all this chaos. One tap on the phone versus hundreds of days behind bars. Let me ask you, do you think most people really learn from this, or do they just gamble until the system wins?
But he's here today.
So you just do whatever you want? I mean, this continue to happen over and over and over. I mean,
He spent, better part of 4 months, 3 months in jail awaiting resolution of this case. He has done that time, Your Honor. He's working now. I really believe that to help him get better, he needs to put this behind him and get started with a new phase of his life.
Mr. Jaggers, I'm going to waive the court costs and I'll waive the DPS fine and surcharge. Just take a damn Uber, man. It's not hard. One button on your phone. All this could be avoided by hitting one button on your phone. All right, good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, go.
Threatening someone over the phone to shoot them in the legs? That's not trash talk. That's terroristic threat territory. And the law treats it just as seriously as if you said it face to face.
Sir, you're charged with terroristic threat. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On September 11th, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, an officer met with the complainant who advised that in the morning he received multiple phone calls from an unknown number beginning at 4:30 a.m., lasting through 4:50 a.m., in which the defendant called a total of 5 times. The complainant stated he did not answer the phone from previous knowledge that it was the defendant calling him to confront him. The complainant stated he left to work, and when he returned at approximately 4 p.m., he noticed multiple phone calls from an app-generated phone number that called him a total of 18 times. The complainant stated,
Already, we're seeing why this isn't just a petty dispute. Threats to shoot someone cross the line into a serious criminal offense. Quick question for you. Should phone threats be treated the same as in-person ones? Drop your take in the comments.
that on the 18th call, he answered the phone and let the defendant talk. The complainant was able to get a second cell phone and record the defendant stating, "I know where you stay at, you don't know where I am." The complainant stated he had sent a text message to the phone number that the defendant kept calling from, and said that he did not wish to have any contact with him and to leave the complainant alone and stop calling. The complainant stated that during the conversation over the phone with the defendant, before he was able to record the phone call, the defendant stated he was going to shoot the complainant in the legs so he could not work as an electrician. The complainant stated that the defendant is the complainant's current girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. The defendant is the complainant's current girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. The complainant told the officer that he believes the defendant is capable of carrying out his threat and the complainant is in fear for his life.
All right, Mr. Barrera, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have contact with this person. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons. If I find that you violate any of these conditions, if you are a danger to my community, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
And Judge, given my conversation with the complainant that I had yesterday, the state would request a GPS monitor because he has continually gone to the residence since this incident and has made threatening comments towards the mother-in-law as well. And recently, as of a couple of days ago, I guess he left his wheelchair outside the home in order to make some sort of threat that he's been going near the residence.
So the threats are still continuing?
Yes.
Sir, I'm now putting a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not going over there. You're not to go within 1,000 feet of where they live or where they work. Do you understand? Hold on. I don't want you to say anything. I will give you a lawyer today. You can talk to the lawyer, but understand my only concern is community safety. That's all I care about in this life. You know, we take things step by step. Let me do this. I'm going to give you a lawyer. I'll let you talk to the lawyer. I got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. Let me give you a lawyer. We'll go from there. But don't go where they live. Don't go where they work. Don't accidentally bump into them. Do you understand? So for now, I am going to put a GPS monitor so we know where you are. And you're not to go anywhere where they live or work. I'm going to have you now sign a receipt of Victoria. After that, we'll just have you wait for the lawyer that we get and we'll go from there. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Otherwise, I'm going to revoke your bond. Okay. Felicia, it'll be with you because you're monitoring.
This moment changes everything. A GPS ankle monitor isn't just surveillance. It's the court saying, "We don't trust you, and we need eyes on your every move." Imagine being the victim, finally some relief, but also proof the danger is very real.
And wait if you...
Your Honor, I've been appointed on Mr. Barrera.
Okay.
Your Honor, it was brought to my attention that he's being required to have a monitor, home monitoring, and we would ask, Your Honor, would that condition be relieved if the court would consider that?
The deal is, the reason that they said this was, and normally I don't put something on the first setting unless we have some kind of evidence showing that it's a continued harassment type situation, and we have that here. They're saying that, because I think she spoke to
The complainant, Your Honor.
the complainant, and the complainant is saying that he's continuing to harass, continuing to threat, leaving his, so will you let him know exactly?
Yes, counsel. So he's continuing to harass the complainant, as well as he left his wheelchair at the complainant's residence by his mom, by the girlfriend's mom's car. We don't know why, but he was continuing to go to the residence of the complainant.
Continuing to call, text message, come up, sir.
Here's the turning point. Judge Fleischer puts a GPS monitor on him. That's not just precaution, it's proof the court believes he could follow through. Think about how terrifying that is for the victim, knowing the danger feels that real.
The deal is this, is that life is way too short. Life is way too short to make a decision where you make it, or you've dug yourself a hole so deep that you'll never get out of. There are plenty of other fish in the sea, and it's time at times to just move on. Cut your losses, move on, because life's just way too short, There are other people out there, and as long as I know that we don't have any more issues in the future, I'm willing to take it off. But at this point, I gotta know that it's gonna stop, right? I'm not gonna take your word for it that it's just gonna stop. I need more than that. So that's why I put this monitor on you. After some time, if I know that I can trust you, then perhaps we can amend the conditions to take it off. But at this point, all I have is that you've picked up a criminal case. They're alleging that it's continuing to happen, and I want it to stop. Not I want it. It's going to stop one way or the other. I told you, life is too short. Move on. That's all that needs to happen. Do you understand?
But you know that I got shot.
Okay. So you've got a lawyer, right? My only concern is that you don't have any contact with these people and you don't go where they work. The past, I get it, it's the past. I get that you guys have bad blood. All I want to do is I want to prevent further bloodshed. I don't want any more bad blood. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for something unreasonable. But what we can do, after some time, I'll have them reach out, and if there are no issues, I can take it off. Do you understand? All right. I'm not asking for much. Just move on. It's just like I said, people here in life, in the jail, are there because they have no self-control. They just wig out, they do stuff without thinking, and then they make some kind of decision where they're looking at 40 to 50 years. Don't. It's not worth it. Okay. All right. So after some time, come back. Good. We'll take it off.
Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Foster.
Mr. Coleman, Jeroy Coleman.
Got it. I didn't realize this too. All right. Good morning, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Coleman, you're charged of failure to identify oneself to a peace officer while being a fugitive from justice. That kicks it up to a Class A misdemeanor, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 15 days in jail with credit for the 5 days that you've done. It also looks like you have a second case that they're going to dismiss once you plead guilty to this offense. Is that how you understand the agreement? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it can never changes. This will go on your record. You also need to understand that from now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Your case is 1,864 days old. I will tell you.
Judge Fleischer loves dropping these life lectures. They're part pep talk, part warning. But here's the million-dollar question. Do these speeches actually reform defendants, or are they more for the record and the audience in the courtroom?
That when you show up to court, good things happen. We don't ask for much, but when you continue to just take off, it makes things a whole hell of a lot worse. You got a great lawyer. All you got to do is listen. Things will all, things go right. How do you plead to the offense of failure to identify oneself? I'm going to find you guilty and we'll sentence you to the 15 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 5 days that you've done. I'm going to roll your court costs so you won't owe anything, and your other case will be dismissed on motion of stay. Good luck to you, sir. Mr. Azadi, it is a